It was February in the 20th year of the Showa era. Japanese people were undergoing the hardship of the Second World War. Meanwhile, a comedian, Roppa Furukawa, was rehearsing for a theatrical comedy performance of his lifetime. But Roppa was in a bad mood. The performance was prepared by Toho Promotion to co-star with another big-time comedian, Kenichi Enomoto, better known as Enoken. Roppa considered Enoken to be his rival, a guy who he would rather not collaborate with. Roppa was quite disturbed. He was once recognized as the comedy king of the Showa era. But recently, another comedian, Enomoto Kenichi, better known as Enoken, has become far more popular than he. Roppa couldn't contain the anger to himself. He wasn't even capable to conduct a decent rehearsal. While Roppa wasn't quite himself, a strange guy comes up to him. The guy claims that he is Roppa Furukawa at the age of 30, and that he is none other than ICHIRO Furukawa, who is an elite editor at a major publishing company. The young one had a question to ask. Your life as an entertainer is rough, and maybe you are much better off if you didn't quit the big publisher so young. You might have enjoyed some big success there. Roppa isn't able to answer the question. One day, something was going on at Toho Promotion, who was putting on the show. The chairperson of the National Women's Association came over to claim that all Japanese citizens should be devoting all they've got to win the war. And the military police officer came to claim that Roppa's comedy performance should not be put on. Under the circumstance, they believed that a public performance should promote the spirit to fight, and that a show for some laughter is out of the question. As they left, they permitted Roppa just 1 week to make up his mind. It was either to cancel the performance or to put on an entirely different show. Feeling desperate, Roppa started drinking as if there's no tomorrow. His inconsiderate remarks gave the actors no other choices but to leave. But there were two people who could still believe him, one of which was a rising young actress, Asaka Sasamoto. While the other one was Roppa's big rival, Kenichi Enomoto. As well as being Roppa's biggest rival, Enoken was also a guy who understood what kind of a person Roppa really was. Roppa was so hungry one day, he stopped by at a local diner. Born as a little girl at a local diner, Asaka would often do a stand-up routine in front of the customers. But since her performance was far from being good, no one was really entertained. Roppa decided to hop onto the stage for her rescue. Asaka and her mother have once made a suicide attempt, but as they heard Roppa's comedy act on air, they decided to give their lives another try. It was Roppa who practically saved their lives. And now, it was the same mother and daughter who inspired Roppa in return. They made Roppa realize what a big difference a laughter can make in life.
楽しくなる。あちゃらかって気持ちになる。すげえな。
私もそう思います。
So he apologized to the other performers. And to Enoken. Once again, the rehearsal was on its way.
面上げてください。
頭の固い野郎ども、揃ってあちゃらかにしてやるぞ。
A definition of ACHARAKA would be Roppa's way to cope with his life. If something bad would come up, he would laugh it off and get over it. 1 week later, the time limit date has come. Roppa came up with the same show they've been working on. The military police officer and the chairperson of the association started to laugh, and it looked as though Roppa's strategy was working out.
だから不謹慎だと言った。見ろ、お前たちの芝居は人を笑わせるだけではない。傷つけることだってあるんだ。
違うんです。今日のお芝居、とっても楽しかった。思い出してしまったんです。息子のことを。
息子さん。
私の息子は昨年南方で戦死いたしました。息子の最後の言葉は、もう一度ロッパを見て大笑いしたいな。私はそのことを聞いてロッパさんに嫉妬いたしました。息子がどれほどロッパさんに救われてきたかを。あなたは息子の恩人だったのに。
With all things considered, Roppa won the permission to put on the public performance.
先生、
なんだよ。
これからもご指導ご鞭撻よろしくお願いします。
Asaka was dismissed from the rehearsal early that day to help out her mother running the diner.
空襲警報だ。近い。防空壕に逃げるな。
On the 20th year of Showa, March the 10th, there was the Great Tokyo Air Raids. Nothing was left of Tokyo but the burnt ruins and wasteland.
あの娘は助からなかったんですか。
警察死体で見つかった。いられた。
She had to die only because he let her go home early. In deep regret, Roppa was down and out. But there was one person who could encourage him to get him up on his feet again. The guy was his rival, no other than Enoken himself.
こんな育児なしを師匠と崇めて、あっけなく死んじゃった。
黙って聞いてない。いい加減にしやがれ。
おい、芸人が人を笑わせないで何するってんだよ。
Greatly encouraged by Enoken's words, Roppa decides to put on the public performance in the middle of nowhere.
そんな俺たちが下向いててどうする。逆だろ。下向いて絶望してるみんなを笑わせてやるのが俺たちだ。やるぞ。あちゃらか。この焼け野原が俺たちの劇場だ。
この焼け野原で。さあ楽しもう人生よ。あのね、所詮男と女。
To bring back smiles onto people's faces, Roppa, Enoken, and all the other actors have done everything they could on stage. Meanwhile, Roppa sees something.
あちゃか
Something unreal.
最高でしたロッパ先生
あちゃ
泣いてはるんでっか嬉し泣きですよね
あちゃかありがとうやめとこう俺たちは敵同士の方が楽しい
違いない
えのけんさんえのけん戦争に負けこれから時代はめちゃくちゃになるそんな中でどうやって生きる
決まってるでしょおいらたち芸人がやることといったら一つ人を笑わせること笑えねえ世の中あちゃらかに変えてやるあんたも同じだろ
あちゃらかいよ
As Roppa was in a refreshing mood, once again we encounter the other Roppa Furukawa, who asks him the same question one more time.
質問忘れたんですかあなたは一体何がしたいのか何がしたくて古川ロッパになったのか
お前は随分くだらないことを聞いてくるようになった
くだらない
今まで俺は何がしたいなんて考える暇なんかなかった一寸先は闇だどう転ぶか誰にもわからないだから今日精一杯甘くせめて後悔の少ないようにようやく分かったあんた本当は不安なんだサラリーマンとして生きる人生が間違いなんじゃないかってなだから芸人を選んだ俺につきまとったどっちも決して間違っちゃいないだからさあんたもこれから何があろうと人生の一瞬一瞬を笑って過ごせるように頑張ってくれ一回きりの人生だ
笑って過ごせるように頑張る少しだけすっきりしました
The other Roppa walks away, being satisfied with the answer he got.
あちゃ
Roppa Furukawa was the king of comedy during the Showa era. He was good at doing the harikiru, that was, to be energetic with joy, so he could deliver laughter to the people. And his life was so very acharaka.